What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. Today we're diving into the recent Knock teaser trailer for OD. I believe the Tokyo Game Awards just came around, so I know there was a bit of stuff from Kojima Productions that was announced and showcased. Obviously OD, which we're going to be reacting to today. It's been a while since we've done some trailer reactions, and I've been really looking forward to more development and just visuals released from this game. So I'm excited to see kind of more of what this OD game is all about, besides the reveal teaser that they released like a year or two ago, which didn't really show much. So again, I'm very excited to get into this. They released the teaser for OD along with an announcement trailer for an upcoming animated Death Stranding project, Death Stranding Mosquito, which I did watch the trailer for. I couldn't hold off on that. It looked like it was a bit of like anime, so it was kind of had like a similar style. I am looking forward to that, and I'm looking forward to this. Again, we are going to be reacting to this. So what we'll do is we'll watch the trailer in full and not say much, and then, like usual, we'll run it back, kind of dissect anything we missed. I'm a huge fan of Hideo Kojima's games. I played both Death Stranding games. I'm very familiar with his last official horror game, which wasn't released fully, PT, which I'm sure a lot of you know about. It's very infamous for not going through completion. Thanks, Konami, for that. But this, from the reveal trailer that I saw that they released like a year or two ago, it's very visceral feeling, which I feel like is a big theme of Kojima's works. So it kind of visceral, kind of surreal, obviously, very conceptual. So all those things, you know, is why I love Hideo Kojima, right? He's very like experimental with his stuff. And it's not for everybody, but it's for me, and I love all the stuff he comes out with. So I'm not going to talk too much. If you guys are interested in this uncut, early, along with a full catalog of other games, both uncut, early access, even exclusive content, you can find that on the Patreon. Link for that will be in the description. But yeah, guys, let's get right into it, because I'm very excited to dive into this. I believe Kojima makes their games with Gorilla Engine, which they were gifted to by the people who made Horizon some years ago. I think it's Gorilla Engine. 10 years since the horror. The cursed have once again into the forbidden. Light the fires to celebrate there. Some words are like highlighted over. The fact that this interior was actually photo scanned is kind of crazy, though. Anybody that's familiar with photogrammetry knows it's a very tedious process. This looks fantastic, though. I love the first-person point of view. Seems like some ritual going. There's a baby doll head in one of those candle holders that looked like too, which was very creepy. You see that on the left there? Look at that. And it looks like it's like blurred out too. They're like blurring and like highlighting stuff like out, like censoring some certain stuff. Oh, it's wax, okay. Look at those visuals, man. This has to be the Gorilla Engine. Oh, snap. Knock, a Hideo Kojima game. Sophia Lillis, yeah. She was in, She was in It, right? She was in It, and then she was in the Dungeons and Dragons movie. Okay, it's Unreal Engine. Alright, my bad. It's not Gorilla Engine. Which is a fantastic, render engine for video games. But Unreal Engine, that's like in my top three engines of all time. Wow. Okay, so that's it. It's literally, I mean, yeah, teaser trailer. I thought they were going to show more just because it was, like, a 3.5-minute trailer, but it was very slow-paced and, like, kind of methodical. So let's run it back and kind of see if there's anything that didn't pop out at first. So this part with the knocking door already reminds me of PT in a way, because obviously, if you remember from that game, it's like you're trapped within hallways that loop around and stuff changes. But like just the tone of that game, specifically this shot, is very, very similar in my opinion. Very kind of like slightly rustic. You got like the cracks over the paint and just like something that's not very well maintained, which to me reminds me of PT. Just gives that very like eerie sense. I don't know what that what this like sigil or like logo means, but it's like a face. It almost looks like one of those like tiki faces on like a totem or something, but there's a bunch of like eyes popping out of the head. And it's almost like disfigured too. It says light the fires to celebrate their something. So this again, it's like it's censored over. Now again, there were two trailers released for. There were two versions released for this trailer. I'm watching the ESRB one, but I think there was a CERO one, the Zero, whatever that means. I'm watching this one because it had more views, so I assume this was the one people were gravitated towards. I don't know if the other version has this stuff uncensored, but that is something that like almost instantly stood out to me, like why certain words are like highlighted over. Like, and even in this part, the building was something from a 3D scan of and something found in a something. It's very, very cryptic, if that makes sense. But the fact that they 3D scanned a building, like a full building, again, I'm familiar with the 3D scan photogrammetry process, and usually to even like scan one thing. Let me just take like my DualSense, right? If I were to like photo scan this, I would have to take probably like 6 shots. 360, getting all the angles, and then you would put that into like I think like Autodesk Maya is like a software that people use for that. You would have to then port those images into that software and then kind of take away all of like the extra polygons and clean it up and stuff. And that would just be for something like this. They're saying in this trailer that they've 3D scanned a whole building. And now I don't know if that's just the outside of the building or if all of the interior that they also photo scanned as well. But regardless, that's just very impressive. Knowing how kind of tedious a process that is sometimes. And then blank or something. Yeah, I don't know. It's not saying much. It's not saying much. It's not giving much away. But like, yeah, even like the interior, whether it's modeled or ported in from a 3D scan, it's very polished. It's very polished. Even the seats are polished. Now the couch in the back almost looks like this part. this part specifically makes me think this is like a 3D scan, and even some of these like jagged edges. This is what you'd find a lot in like a 3D scan. Even when polishing something, you would still find these like slight imperfections, slight points of a 3D object that are a little bit lower res looking. Or parts of it that don't have like displacement maps or like normal maps, which are texture maps that help make, you know, bring that texture to life essentially. But the closer you look at some of these textures, they're very high res, very detailed. Now if we take a look at this like sort of like shrine, it's almost like a shrine. Yeah, they have a couple figures of like wax, like baby wax dolls or something. Obviously the one you see here, that's just, I think she lights it. And then what I brought up earlier with the head, but I don't know what this shrine represents, why there's even a sticky note of an eye here. Maybe that relates to the card that was slipped through her door. Maybe she's always being watched. Maybe she has psychosis. Maybe she's schizophrenic. I don't know. Maybe she feels like someone's always watching her. There's a baby. Maybe this shrine has to do something with her protecting her baby. Maybe the baby, that rhymed. Maybe the baby isn't even alive anymore. Maybe she thinks she has a baby but lost it during birth. I don't know. I'm trying to get into the mind of like Kojima right now and the stuff that he does. Obviously, like if you played Death Stranding 2 specifically, I'm not going to give it away, but the baby plays a big part of that game, and there's a lot of twists and turns in that game regarding the baby. It's also very odd how like empty this apartment is. It's almost like it's a house but not a home type of thing. It doesn't seem too cozy at all. It doesn't seem like it's a legitimate living space. So when she lights this, and I didn't even notice this before she even lights this, there's already worms coming out of this candle. So the worms coming out of this candle must have happened when she lit the first candle. Oh, my bad. And so maybe when she lit that candle, stuff started to happen. Again, very surreal. This wax candle's like bleeding. The other candle's overflowing with worms. This candle literally says missing with a plane on it. So that could also be part of the storyline. Maybe she is in some sort of limbo. Some sort of like mid-dimension where she died on the plane. And maybe she didn't die. I don't know. It's like, again, this is very conceptual. Oh, look. So, hold up. So, I just noticed when the kind of, like, radioactive sound, whatever that, like, that sound from, like, hold on, it'll happen. That part. But when the door is opening, she hears, like, the shit you'd hear in Fallout. When you're entering, you know, like, the wasteland or some sort of, like, toxic, poisonous area. So, again, maybe she's, like, poisoned. Maybe she's, like, seeing stuff because she's radioactive and she's not, like, I don't know, like, she's clearly not in the right mindset. You got the worms overflowing the candle, but what I noticed right away was the sticky note. Once the door opens, this sticky note comes alive. See? And then it... So, there is something going on here. Are we able to pick anything up within the reflection of her eyes? We see an out-of-focus figure, and her skin starts changing too. Again, this brings me back to, like, her being like radioactive. I feel like there's another word for that, but you guys get what I'm saying. Like, there was some sort of, like, radioactivity, some sort of, like, oh my gosh, Chernobyl? Like, Chernobyl type of incident, maybe that happened with the plane? Maybe? Maybe the plane crash landed, there was some sort of radioactivity that happened, and now she's being controlled, or she's just psychotic now? You could see her skin starting to change, and that radioactive sound is, like, starts picking up until these, like, hands start. Oh, I'm gonna try to, like, where was that at? Let me see that. Ah! These hands. This is as good of a shot as I'm gonna get, guys. But these hands look like they're, like, very pale. Almost, like, very grayish, bluish. Could be a demon, could be, again, someone that suffered radioactivity. Some sort of, like, ethereal being, perhaps. But that's all it shows. And there's nothing else. But the fact that this is the cast to this game is very promising. Obviously, Hideo Kojima finds ways of getting, like, these B to A-list actors somehow in his games, which is very sick. I don't even know what the budget looks like to this game. Not much has been shown. But even since the reveal trailer came out, where they're just, like, all, like, where it's really just them focused on, like, their reactions, like, intrigues me deeply. It's not given much, if any, away, besides, you know, besides what it showed in this trailer with, like, the shrine and, details throughout, like, the sound design and little, like, details within the visuals. Other than that, like, it doesn't really show much, so there's not much to go off of, but it keeps the intrigue alive, which is something that, you know, is really hooking its claws into me. But again, I am very interested in seeing more come out of this game. I hope they take as long as they need to for it to really flesh it out. But it does seem like they are using the Unreal Engine. Yeah, look at those hands. Very pale, very, like, aged, very, like, almost like, it almost looks like there's, like, a powder over the hands. Some sort of, like, ash or something. So maybe the plane crash has some sort of significance. But look at those details, even with, like, the sweat and the tears on the face. You see, like, it has that grittiness. Almost, like, dirty. The marks on her face look like they went away. MetaHuman. That's a good program, MetaHuman. That's what they use for the character models. That's kind of like the industry standard MetaHuman. That's used a lot with Unreal Engine. 3 lateral, I'm not sure. Maybe these are just some of the production companies or some other softwares that they're using. But as far as visuals go, and even just the details that they are showing within this reveal trailer seem very promising. So I'm very hyped for this to come out. Hopefully you guys were able to walk away with anything from this React video, and even just the trailer itself. Again, I'm very hyped for it. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this. I enjoyed watching this. I was very hyped to dive into it when the thumbnail popped up yesterday on my YouTube channel, but I was trying to hold off on watching it until now. So it looks great. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, like, comment, subscribe, tell a friend. That helps the channel tremendously. Again, if you are looking for a bunch of uncut and early access content along with exclusive content. For other types of videos, you can find that in the link below. That will be on the Patreon. But until next time, guys, you take it easy. Bye-bye.